evening, everyone. I'm the Sith Trader. Welcome to another Globex Orb Forcesweep. NVIDIA beat its earnings tonight. No huge gap. In fact, gap's already closed. A slight one down for our NQs. NASDAQ looking like it's kind of a tame open, which means we might just be picking kind of right up where we left off from the day session at this point. Really tight 10-minute, 30 points wide. Take some time here to look at larger market structure. You had resistance in the end of the day, 29,395. You've got maybe supportive area on this range down below us that are in the 29,210 area. Be aware of those levels here as we set up with the opening range. It seems to be taking us lower. We are above the day session VWAP from the New York session here. Positive CVD, I think, for a moment there. There we go. Well, no, it's negative, which makes sense with the sell-off. The other day, it didn't make much sense how the order book was showing. It was kind of flashing more of a bearish book alongside a bullish move, but it didn't work. Ultimately worked out. Actually, that was 2 days ago. So, coming down into this kind of second test of this 29,000. I mean, I really don't hate the idea of setting up a free range, basically battering into the VWAP in this low. For the first 10 minutes and then going above the high, then filling the VWAP and going higher. I mean, that just makes a lot of contextual sense with what we're seeing. But again, first 10 minutes here, we'll let the range set up and see what it provides for us, as we're not really here to predict the market. We're here to read and react. Because no one can actually predict what this crazy market's going to end up doing.
There's a distance between us. It's getting hard to reach out. Haven't seen you in seasons, but all I hear is your voice. I know my limits. You can break me down, but I'll stay till the finish line. And I've been counting minutes for quite some time now, just to see you again. And I've been counting days to get away, to see you again, see you.
Alright, there's that breakdown into the prior day session VWAP. I mean, at great level, and love to see a support now. I mean, it makes a lot of sense from where we left off the prior day session. It bounces from here. Love another 5 minutes to pass. Break above the opening range high, come back to fill the VWAP and go higher. I mean, it's just kind of gonna hunch. That's what we're gonna do. Of course, if we just continue right down and set up for short, I don't really care, right? We're here to take out that first move that the VWAP mean reversion presents us after that opening range break. What's up, SoCal Nico? Save our soul. How we doing? Control chaos with a couple young ones running around. I'm good. Had a good day session. Trading the nicely. I was only sim trading. That was all proof of concept. Showing folks what we can do during the day session. And that's only because last night I hit all night. For quotas, right? But I'm going to be trading the nicely a lot more. I think we're going to open some more emails to maybe do that. Wow, we're really taking it down here, aren't we? Starting to get a little bit VWAP from today's day session. This first 10-minute candle. Again, this is a very, if we're going to trend higher, like on a larger context of this move up, yeah, pulling back like we are into yesterday's VWAP, into these old highs. You know, I'm just kind of analyzing technically what I see to try to give me some idea of, you know, where the market's going to try to go. Obviously, the Forcesweep dictates that a little bit more for me. Decently sized opening range now, about 130 points wide, so we know we're going to get a good size trade out of this when it finally goes. Nvidia did beat earnings tonight, I believe, and after hours, so it's going to be a pretty decently traded volume session tonight in terms of the participation from hedge fund speculators and everybody alike. Which, is this a buy the room or sell the news event? It's the big question. So with all that being said, that might be a reason to think about using smaller size, scaling down. Looks like this opening range is getting quite large, in fact. Gotta get the chart open there first. We're not putting a trade in yet anyway. It's gonna be a while for a trade, I think, tonight, given the range we're setting up here. But that's fine. But it is a 10-minute technically opening range break. Market 30, 20 points off of it below there. That doesn't look like a 20-point move, does it? That, we are mindful of tonight. Definitely not counting that as an opening range. We'll break, that's for sure. Let's kind of look at volume and participation down here. I do wonder if we're about to kind of start going a little higher.
The gravity pulls you straight down. Earth from a bird's eye view. You should grow feathers and see this too. When you want to get off the darkest ground.
We're dealing with volume-wise down here. Wow, I can't even get these on the screen. They're so big. That's annoying.
feathers and see this too. When you want to get off the darkest ground, but gravity pulls you straight down. When you want to get off the darkest ground, but gravity pulls you straight down. Clear
Well, tonight's going to be a long and slow setup, folks. Let's get comfortable, grab a glass of wine, roll out a fat one. You do you, people, you do you. I'll give it a look at it tonight. I think I looked at it by crack a little bit. It's a little chiller, right? A little more low-key, lo-fi. One second here, folks. Mark's definitely feeling a little heavy here. That negative VWAP, or sorry, you're below the VWAP, that negative divergence. I mean, he's kind of feels almost like he wants to do a new low, which would set us into, a Forcesweep lower kind of situation, which that's, finding good. I'll check out that music here in a minute. SoCal Nico. Yeah, this front side are absolutely atrocious. They're just 3 points wide right now on the it's gonna make for a little tougher trading. They're just waiting for something to happen here. I got a feeling tonight it might kind of head in a direction here and not really provide a setup, but we'll see. It's an NVIDIA earnings night thing. Come down to test a new low here for the day. See what they do with it. Is it gonna hold? Is it gonna go? We're out to double test of the low today so far. I mean, what can you do? But I'm certainly not taking the VWAP on a test back into it at this point. I don't know, weird market so far today, folks. With news and then small gap up that it fills, or it's gap down that it filled, and then we continue lower. 10-minute opening range is rather one-sided. There isn't much context to it, but nevertheless, I do think a break at the low of the day feels like it might flush a little bit, but it's not really a trade setup I would take or I'm here to take, so we'll see. Yet again, no, the spreads are just terrible, and it's going to be one of those nights. patiently waiting for the market to do something to give us a setup to break that opening range in one direction or another. Breaking it to the downside doesn't... I prefer the laws in this environment, but you know, what can you do? Last night was a good example of a setup where you can still make money in this environment if you're on top of trying our stops and doing all the things right.
You can't fall asleep when you're counting stars. Get it together. Your mind can't sleep when you let it serve. Now you wanna see me fall. From a quarter mile, I can see you at the call. Think about it, ring won't tell you what I saw. When you break it up, you'll see who had it all. You had it all.
It's going to be slowly basing down here, but not really doing much. Either way, you've got a 10-minute opening range to set up and break. Well, I should say it's already set up, but we're waiting for that break. Looking like it could be to the downside, but nothing to do yet here, folks. Might be a night that we're waiting for quite a while, so we'll see. kind of a funny setup tonight that we've retested the opening range lows multiple times that haven't actually broken below them. And yet we're kind of coming up into the VWAP here. No, I'm not taking it, but this is, of course, you know, I would trust it. In fact, I almost wonder if we establish about the name. Go back to eyes of it, but we will see. Well, they're holding the view up here. This is kind of an interesting development, isn't it? Maybe they're going to take it lower from here. That's kind of interesting to me. Maybe not. You never know. But they push through the VWAP and you can get back above. I can make a case for, get a forced push all the way back to highs, and then you can set up a new VWAP law, or, lawn, but difficult night when it's basically just retested the low and they came back up to the VWAP, and you're making yourself wonder if you should have been a seller there. You probably could have scalped out for your evening already, but what can you do? Not every night produces a setup, right? Sometimes the best thing to have done is nothing at all. There, it's right back up to the view up once again, but would not be surprised to see the same get up through it. But then actually continue on to high today, to be perfectly frank. Still finding a bit of resistance right there into the VWAP. I mean, we can dial in a little bit here, take a closer look at what volume's looking like at these levels as we push up. Rate and volume's rather anemic for, this isn't anything standout compared to a few days ago. Trade down into the lows here, it does seem like there may have been, some trap sellers, 296 down here. Oh yeah, here's your seller, and here's your trap sellers. The initial push down, that just didn't happen. 1,000 contracts down there, collectively over 2 minutes. We'll see. TD is bearish, but it's like they've been building, right? It's just because we're down on the day. I think it's kind of like it's feeling on a news day. Coming back up above the view up here, I am curious to see if it, wants to push here. You're still resistance here. I able to clamber on through. Just think of this, just go straight down, right? We're sitting here watching it trade the level you want to trade it, but you don't have the perpetual setup you needed to be a part of it. But that's trading. There's always tomorrow. There's always the New York session to try to get something on, right? And make something of a day. I do have a hunch, though, if it pushes above the view up here and really starts to establish above, it's probably, and I'm not even end up taking a long at that point, but we'll see. I'm not going to pigeonhole myself into a trade before I see it develop. But that would also feel a little bit like a boredom trade. You'll be comfortable we're probably settling in for a little bit here. Probably stream for another hour and a half, see how this all develops, and if there isn't something contextual to really dive into, at some point I'll call it, right? Come back tomorrow. New York session's been pretty good lately. And we've had some good force sweeps in the last couple days, but alright, testing above the view up here. Getting back into kind of that, towards that low from the day session that we broke below here to start today. But again, I'm a little more biased now for up that. Again, that we're back above the view up or trying to push above. We're not really fading away today. It's very much see this start to short squeeze back to the highs, or at least up in the range for a bit. Not that it's a necessarily great trade to take.
In the sky, gazing far into the night, I raise my hand to the fire, but it's no use, 'cause you can't stop it from shining through. It's true, baby, let the light shine through. If you believe it's true, baby, won't you let the light shine through for you. In the sky, gazing far into the night, I raise my hand to the fire, but it's no use, 'cause you can't stop it from shining through. It's true, baby, let the light shine through. If you believe.
Well, slowly but surely, the market is creeping on back above the VWAP. This is so slow and arduous. I mean, I was half tempted to, as it's established itself above here, to get long, but in a force push idea, the force sweeps kind of, and again, it's a failure to break down and break that you gotta see structure like this: a failure to break down, or the head fake lower, and then the market comes above the view up, and then it's a squeeze right back to highs. You've caught a ways away, 100 points away, almost 90 right from where we're at. Of course, right, failing to hold above the view up and sliding back down. This whole thing can fall apart quickly. Go right back down to lows and set up in our force sweep short. It's going to be a big one at this point, if it happens. It's just a whole lot of nothing to do right now. Which actually, at this point, it probably is wise to shut it down altogether. And come back tomorrow morning for the New York session. Because this, for being published in NVIDIA news, this market's dead. They don't really ever say or die. Well, it's necessarily expected, right? It doesn't make for highly conducive trading. That can all change very quickly, can't it? Alright, so if you're just joining us, the 10-minute opening range set up with a 160-point range, basically. Rather evaluated NVIDIA earnings, all the good stuff. I mean, tonight you can make a case that there is even maybe a micro setup that had already occurred. Now the market's coming up into a second since the VWAP, just testing the VWAP for the day. Value, hold in reverse. I think you do kind of reverse back up and go to the highs of the day. At this point, it's holding as resistance, and there's a very good chance it'd still sweep down to new lows and continue kind of a little bit of a trend lower. So, fortunately, I don't have enough to sink my teeth into at the break of an opening range and what have you to do anything about that at this point. And so far, we just continue to chop her on the VWAP. Not much to do but wait for the break of this range and then present ourselves with a trade, but it's not looking like it's going to happen within the time frame that I'm looking for it to happen tonight. We'll stick around and see. Maybe we pick back up and things take off, but for right now, man, these are looking a little arduous and not productive.
the sun. To dream, believe in strength. Now I'm the only one, only one. I was an ordinary boy until I broke the rules. My life destroyed, a life destroyed.
Unknown brain. Marvin Divine. I'm saying bye to all the lies and all the times you cried, saying that I wasn't right, yet I was right by your side. You manipulator, playing games, your friends commentators, and I don't know what you say about our private conversations, but it's got them hating. Thanks to all the rumors you be claiming. It's cool, I'm done with you, so they can throw you a celebration. You gon' hate it when you see me with somebody living better. I'm trying to tell you that me just doing me gon' have you jealous.
I know that I gotta stay away from all your games. Yeah, I know that I found somebody else to love me one day. You'll realize the grass ain't greener on the other side. No, you did me dirty for the last time, so now I gotta say goodbye. So now I gotta say goodbye.
Yeah, my life is lovely now, I'm focused on me. You said you were about to die, I guess the car is on E. But see, I ain't even tripping, cause I just chose to believe that somebody gon' come around and give me just what I need. I don't wanna see you frowning, see you looking down and out. Coming to me crying, saying you miss having me around. Gave you chances and you blew it, you so easily influenced. All the times you told me beat it, now you gotta face the music, I'm saying.
I know that I gotta stay away from all your games. Yeah, I know that I found somebody else to love me one day. You'll realize the grass ain't greener on the other side. No, you did me dirty for the last time, so now I gotta say goodbye. So now I gotta say goodbye.
Oh, it's kind of continuing higher here, isn't it? But well, I genuinely don't think I'm going to accept, right? We're already an hour and 15 in the session, and we're chopping just around that perversion to me now at this point. Bummer. Well, the VWAP's getting a bit of a reaction here now as we're basing above it. You know, if there is an opportunity to take a trade, it's kind of to the long side, as long as you're below that area, I think. Or above that area, I should say, right? Or maybe move back to the high of the day. Not much for me to do. The Bulldogs Forcesweep isn't trading as set up to really talk about. All we have is a market that traded lower, can break that 10-minute opening well lower. Got a little bit of reaction from the VWAP, but then they see the two trade. But he picked a bad night. Strategy works right there on the screen. 10-minute opening range. Sets up a directional bias. We haven't had a break of that. They were right in the middle of that range. So genuinely speaking, there's nothing to do here tonight. The Bulldogs Forcesweep. We'll probably be shutting the stream down as I don't see any actionable trade setups at this point in time. Market's starting to fall back below the VWAP here. That there's resistance, negative CVD. There's a pretty good chance out that we actually sweep to lows if you can't get back above the VWAP in a hurry. But ultimately, there's a 10-minute opening range, and we look to set up. Once it breaks one way or the other, you use the Globex VWAP, which is this white line, to enter. tonight there just isn't a setup, it looks like. Genuinely, just really, that just doesn't look like what's happening. Well, if they're selling off treasuries, you'd think that the market would rally a little bit. Well, I'm sorry, what am I saying? Kind of a lackluster night for the old Forcesweep setup. Because now, for Brace the Lows, I'm not so certain that, coming all the way back up to the VWAP is going to happen in a time frame that I'm either going to be able to stream it or it happens. So, but fortunately, without anything else really to talk about here tonight, guys, I'm actually going to shut it down. And we're just going to come back tomorrow and see what the Nicey session brings for us. So, with all that being said, everybody, thanks for joining me. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe to this channel to not miss a beat. But tonight was just not a night for a setup, unfortunately. So we'll see you all bright and early tomorrow morning for that New York session. Trading features and balls where it's going to be as simple for everyone. Everything you see and saw here today is just my opinion, not trading advice. No setup. It happens. Have a great night, everybody. We'll be back with this price action votes.